We've got the December update coming and it's likely to be a monster, so it's time to build up the bank as we look at the easiest way to do the Cayo Perico solo in GTA Online. Hi and welcome back, my name's Dan and I'm an old, grumpy gamer. Grand Theft Auto is a truly massive game. Between GTA 5 and the constant updates from Rockstar for GTA Online, there's no shortage of new content and interesting things to do. Join me then as we look at the easiest way to do the Cayo Perico heist in GTA Online solo. Before we dive in, if you're new to the channel, we do how-to guides, news and giveaways, so consider subscribing and ringing the bell to stay up to date. With the December update only weeks away, maybe even days by the time you watch this, I thought it would be pertinent to revisit the most profitable heist in GTA Online history, the Cayo Perico heist. This is a quick guide on how to navigate your way through the heist with minimal resistance and still get a good time. We're not speedrunning, but if you do this combined with the replay glitch, you can easily make between 6 and 7.5 million per hour with this method, north of 8 during the Panther week. So let's start with the mission preps. I've done the absolute bare minimum here. There's no need to scope out secondary targets, just go straight to the tower and work out the vault contents. The approach will be done with a long fin, so if you've not done that prep yet, you'll need to get through it, but you only need to do it once though. We'll need to grab a weapon loadout. Any will do, but I'm using Conspirator here. The main thing is ensuring you have the suppressors fitted, otherwise it will get messy fast. Alright, so let's start just by jumping straight into the prep screen. We're going to go straight across to the finale and start. We're going in solo, so I will fit out my heavy armor, confirm the settings, set it to closed, and then start straight away, and that's fine. Just clear the message there. Alright, so the approach we're going to be using is the long fin. We've only got the, so we'll use the main dock for the approach, and drainage tunnel for the entry point, main dock for the exit point. Time of day is daytime, just makes it easier for us. Weapon loadout, we've only got the one, the Conspirator, so we need to make sure that we have the suppressors switched on. And then we're good to go, so we should just be able to go over to continue, and off we go. Smart casual's fine, so we'll just start straight away. Right, now the long fin, if you've not used it before, is a little understeery. So what we want to do is just stop, make sure we're not in the path of any guards as soon as we get control of the vehicle. We'll set a marker. And what we want to do is then head to this little corner at the base of the airfield. Just back up here. It's easier than trying to go forwards. This thing really does not turn well. And off we go. So it's a quick trip to the corner here. I haven't scoped this. I really don't care. We're going for the warehouse up the back, and regardless of what loot we have available, that's pretty much where we're going because it's easier. So we'll just pull in here. We don't want to pull up too close to the shoreline because we don't want to accidentally beach the long fin, but once you're up, jump out, get up onto shore if you don't go out the bow, and then we'll grab ourselves a weapon and quickly run through the trees here. And I'm making a beeline straight for that warehouse in the background there. Sorry, that hangar, I think it is. Is it a warehouse? It doesn't matter. All right, the guard's already turned away, so we'll just line him up and make sure we get a plumb shot. There we go. See if he's got any gear on him. Does not, but that's okay. And then straight to the cage up the back. Now, because we are going in via the drainage tunnel, that means we have the torch all ready to go, so no explosive. We're not going to alert anyone, and we'll just go straight for the more expensive things. So we start with coke if we have it, cash is next, and green if it's there. Look, if it's your only option, go for it, but you want the coke and the cash first. All right, so we'll get the next one. Right, so that's the ground floor done. The next thing to do is head over to the forklift on the right-hand side here. Jump in there, and there's a pallet over the other side of the warehouse. We just want to pick that up. And then drive over to the gate there. Just sort of get it up as high as you can, and then drive straight into that. Hop out. Climb onto the top of the forklift. Just get in the right spot here. There we go. Onto the pallet. And then over the top, and that brings us to the cage up the back here. So again, we've got the torch, so we'll just use that. And you can see there, we've got, I think it's cash on the left and green on the right. So we want to go with the cash because that is a better reward. So with any luck, we'll be just north of 400k by the time we're done here. All right, yeah, so just over 400. And we also now have a full bag. So we'll go over. This will be graceful. Yep, super classy. All right, and then straight back out the way we came. We don't have to worry about anyone spotting us because they're just not going to be there. All right, you can see that clearing in the trees, so straight through that. Looks like the boat is, yeah, it's a bit off the coast, so we'll just run up a little bit. Just keep an eye on the cones of vision in the minimap there, but we're pretty safe. Get to a spot where we're pretty close to the boat and then just head straight on in. All right, then swim straight to the boat. All right, once you get there, just jump straight on in And the next thing we're going to do is head down to the bottom of the island. So we'll just set a marker just so it's easy for you guys to see what's going on. We're heading towards the drainage tunnel, which is about there-ish. Right, back the boat up. We want to head around the bluff. We can't go straight for the purple marker because we just don't have a line on it. But once we back the boat up, and again, you can see this thing does not turn terribly well, we'll get rolling. Now, the long fin does go fairly quickly, but it is really susceptible to wave action. So do be a little bit careful and really want to avoid the guards in the boats, otherwise they get very upset if you hit them. All right, so slow it down as we come around the bluff, and that way we can improve the turning. Head to roughly where our marker is. We can see our Rubio's compound there. Slow it down and come to a stop whenever you're ready. We jump out, straight over, throw the rebreather on, and then we need to look for there it is, look for the circle there. All right, so we need to swim into the corona, and then we'll line ourselves up and start torching our way through. Now, I found the quickest way to do this is to do 2 quick passes and then 1 slow pass. So 2 quick passes, 1 slow, and that opens everything up. Again, not a speedrunner, not by any stretch, but I find this is probably one of the easier methods to do it, rather than back and forth a dozen times. And this one should just about clear it all off. There we go. So wait for the animation and then start paddling through. Once we're there, hit the button and off we go. So we'll wait for that animation to go through, that little loading screen. And out we pop from the drainage tunnel area. It's going to point us off to the left. We don't want to do that. What we're going to do instead is go the other way. So we'll just grab a weapon, turn around, and we're going up the rear set of stairs instead. Now, when you get to the top of this flight of stairs, we want to line ourselves up on this corner here, and it is a little bit fiddly. It might take a bit of practice. And then just edge yourself forwards until we're at the top of the balustrade there. It is really easy to fall off. If you do, it costs you about 100 grand in loot. So try to avoid it if you can, but it's not a disaster if you actually fall off here. All right, once you get close, jump up. There we are, onto the roof. We're going across the roof and around the colonnade, and there is a little bridgey thing here, so keep an eye on that mini-map to make sure no one's going to spot you. Straight across, pop this fella here, and then run around as quick as you can to the right-hand side. All right, and we've got this guy here we need to take care of pretty damn promptly. Now, notice that fella had a key back there, so we'll grab that. That'll be handy for later. Up the stairs, and this guy up the top here will come out a little bit earlier than we'd like, so we just need to be ready for him. Right, he's done. Forgive my poor aiming. And then through we go. Grab the key, grab the golden gun, because why not? Off to the safe. And then back over to the elevator. So we're using the hacking method here. Now, the trick with this one is to watch the pattern. It uses stepping. So we start with the first one. Then it's the first one and 1 over. Then the second one is the first and then 2 over. And then from the first and then 3 over. And it follows the same pattern all the way down. So that makes this nice and predictable. It can, sometimes you'll lose count in your head, but it makes it nice and predictable there. So you can see, go back to the first, count across 4 for that last one. 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that was that one done. And let's try again. So first one there, 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then I'm just going backwards here because this is a bit more predictable. There we go. So the clone always follows the same pattern. I'm just clicking to the right to get the next in the sequence. We'll go through the lift and straight in and straight across. And this is the bearer bond, so it's a nice and easy one, but I do have to remember the code. However, it is, pretty lucrative, so that's why I'm using the replay glitch with this one. It's not the biggest one, but it's certainly easy, and I'm pretty good with numbers, so we'll just get this code in. There we are, and you can see I was going up for the lower numbers and down for the higher numbers. All right, so head through there. Not sure why I'm wearing a rebreather, but okay. And then straight back out to the end. Now I have the key, so that's really handy. That's the only way you can get out this way. So again, with the cloner. So that'll open up the next one. And because we have the key, we can get out the bottom gate. If you do not find the key, you have to go back upstairs. All right, round to the right and then up the stairs. Make sure we're carrying the right gun. Unlock the gate here. And then we'll do a quick U-turn at the top of the stairs and up, and just keeping an eye on the mini-map there to make sure I'm not going to get spotted. Wait for that fella. Pop him, and yeah, we're pretty clear from the other guy. So I need to go all the way around here and then press the button. Job's done. Alright, so once we're clear, we need to take out this fella on the bike. Now, being in the conspirator, it's really easy to get a nice long shot. If you're using one of the other ones, you might need to get closer. Grab the bike, do a bit of a U-turn. We want to head past El Rubio's chopper, and we need to keep an eye on the map just to make sure we don't get pinged by that fella on the left there. So we'll go quickly around him, make sure that there's absolutely no way that they'll spot us. Just across the island, and we're heading out for that little, I guess it's a bluff just there, just longest part we can. Over the hill, into the drink, off the bike. On with the rebreather, and then we want to start heading towards the mines just sort of on the right hand side there. Text is cleared, so we are clear. During this run, I'm doing the replay glitch, which means that it'll get a little bit jumpy in a few moments, but there's the handoff, there's the transaction saved, and of course flight mode going on. And there we go. So 1.47 mil, and that includes the elite package as well, which is always nice. Alright, now because I'm doing the replay glitch, I've been booted out. We'll come back in a few moments. Okay, so that's loading back in. Now, I am doing the quick replay glitch here using the flight mode trick on my gaming laptop. So if you've got a notebook PC or a laptop, check out the link below for a guide on how to do this as well. You won't get the XP from it, the RP, but it does increase the bank account a lot very, very quickly. And once we're back in, we will get the notification. And there we go. So roughly 13 minutes in total and just shy of 1.5 million in additional cash. And with the December update coming, you're going to want to build that bank. So it's time to get grinding. And thanks for watching. Check out the video up the top for the flight mode replay glitch or the one down the bottom for some more old Grumpy Gamer goodness. Stay safe, wash your hands, and we'll see you in the next video.